Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with verified investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing, and we have a mixed bag today. Some of the earnings were really well, and they shot up. Some of these stocks or companies, some of them had this huge breakdown. So I'm going to go into a couple different levels for longs and potential short opportunities for us after the 12:30 timeframe. Let's go over the S&P 500 first. We're going to go and see that the daily topping tail on the S&P 500 was negated the other day, yesterday. If you would have gotten in at this level at $724.87, or even this upsloping trend line right here, it's $732.24. If you would have played this topping tail, your exit would have been yesterday. And if you saw this nice surge to the upside, you could have exited earlier or waited for the close above this topping tail to exit the trade. And now if you would have gotten in here and you would have waited to exit, you'd have taken a 1.26% loss. And then you just wait for another resistance level. So $732.24 is that next level resistance. As you can see, we closed above that and we're actually surging up a little bit higher. So you could do a couple different things, right? You can either replay it at your position or just hold off for an extended move to the upside. Lots of different ways to play this stock market, either when we're going up or heading lower, right? If you want to wait for a reversal signal, engulfing reversal candle, a topping tail, or anything like that, an upsloping trend line, just make sure that you have your nice tight stop outs to protect your capital, especially if you're shorting something. All right, let's go ahead and go into another chart. Shake Shack right here. I love this trade on Shake Shack right now. And this is the daily. Let me go to the daily time frame. Here's the first gap in the charts after you broke below this low pivot. Right here in the pre-market session, $73.03. That's where I thought we were going to have this first bounce. And then $72.49. You have all of this price consolidation. Now look at where we're at, $69.10. So you have this gap in the charts sitting right here that we've already filled at $67.47. So if it does get back into that level, I love this for a long play, knowing that we could have an additional support level at $66.69, this low pivot in the area, and then all of this price consolidation. If it does start breaking below that, those are for aggressive traders. A little bit more conservative, you would wait for this low pivot area and this previous gap in the charts at 66.05. For me, the max downside that I see in Shake Shack is $64.16. So this is the area for you really conservative traders to wait for price action to get from $69.11. You'd wait for another 6% pullback. And again, that for me would be the max downside that I see on Shake Shack. On a 15-minute closing basis, I would look to stop out of that trade, exit it, and then look for another re-entry or just stay away from it today. Vital Farms had a nice big surge to the downside. It got down as low as $7.85 in the pre-market. Huge sell-off. And then all of a sudden from the $7.85 level, had this really nice bounce. 18% move to the upside. If we can get price action back down to $7.85, I am a buyer, not only for a day trade, but also a swing trade. What I would do on a day trade is I would enter a little bit heavier. And as soon as I get about 2 to 3% in the money or slightly higher, I would remove the majority of my trade. And then I would hold on to some of my position and wait for at least a move back up to $12. And from this low pivot, this major pivot in the charts, that would be about a 52% move to the upside. I do see Vital Farms coming back up and potentially retracing. This is going to be your first resistance level. And so that's where I'd look to take profits. Palantir, yesterday I did have this downside target. I still have this downside target of $128.06 for a long entry price. And then my swing trade level is $125.05. Here's this upswing trend line that we're tracking. It's got to reattack that, get above that, confirm, and then its next level of resistance is going to be this downsloping trend line, pivot top here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit. Notice how price has been capped underneath that. So what we're looking at is price to get above there, this downsloping trend line, confirm above. That would be a confirmation above this upsloping trend line as well. And then we'd play a retrace right in the cracks of this triangle, and that's where we'd enter it. And I know it's a little bit higher than the current price. However, what this does is it protects us, because then we can stop out on a daily closing basis with confirmation below this upsloping trend line once we've already confirmed above it. So that's how I'd look to play this. Micron had this huge move to the upside, got above $680. You switch on the 10-minute time frame and look at what happened. Let me go ahead and get rid of the VWAP for you and put in a nice topping tail. So what I'm looking at a topping tail, I'm looking at, are we at the highs of the charts? And on Micron, you were at the highs of the charts. The next thing I'm looking at is the wick greater than 50% of the entire candle? And as you can see, the wick was actually down here below 25%. So yes, the wick is greater than 25% or 50% of the entire candle. Last but not least is the closing price. Even though it's a green bar candle, price closed below the 25% Fibonacci retracement, which was $67 or $677.60. So how you play this on a retrace is you either look for the 50% or the 618 Fibonacci retracement, and then you could take advantage of this nice move to the downside. Because this is the 10-minute time frame, your stop out, like on the S&P 500, would be any close above $683.12 on a 10-minute closing basis. Because we're on the 10-minute time frame, we have to use that same time frame to negate this potential topping tail, and that's where you'd exit. And then look at what happened. You had this nice sell-off from that $680 level all the way down to $660. That's a $20 drop on Micron. ANET, oh, let me restore this connection. ANET, I did give you a level at $141.18. So if you grab this trade, congratulations. Now, because it's already hit on this level several times, what I'm looking for is price to now break this level on ANET and then get down to 133.70. This is the level that I'm looking at in the next few days on ANET to get a long play. So again, keep this on your radar, set an alert, have an order out, 133.70. But this is the level that I'm looking at in the next few days, especially now that we've already hit on this 141.18 level so nicely. Intel is doing this nice surge to the upside. This is what I like to see. So you have price action that's heading quite a bit higher, but look at what happened. You're having some negative RSI divergence. So now we're starting to create even more divergences, meaning that the buyers aren't stepping up quite as much as they used to. So the buying pressure is weakening. Doesn't guarantee that there's a rollover, but it's interesting to see negative divergence, especially after this huge move to the upside. So now we can start rolling over a little bit more on Intel. Still facing this upsloping trend line on the daily time frame as resistance. Pivot top here, secondary hit, third hit right here. So if you're short on Intel, this is starting to look much, much better for a move to the downside. Shopify had a great level, did break below this 109 level. And then again, yesterday, 104.90, that did close below on a 15-minute closing basis after this 1.5% bounce. And now look at it. It's making this nice push to the upside. The reason I thought that was going to happen is because you had this really major pivot in the charts. I say major pivot, but it was a good pivot in the charts before a 30% move to the upside. Once price action does get below there are a lot of retailers have 15-minute time frames on the free chart from for TradingView, and so they like to close it out, get all the stops, and then rip this to the upside. So congratulations if you took that Shopify trade. Now, what I'm looking at is the same thing that's happening with ANET. It's hit this level once, hit it again. If we start making our way back down to 104.90, this is no longer a valid horizontal trend line. I would actually be looking for a breakdown from Shopify all the way down to $91.77. Now it has to hit a couple different times, create this nice bear flag, and then we can have this nice flush out on Shop. Dutch Bros, this originated in Oregon, so I really like this chart. Has this upsloping trend line, as you can see, broke. If we can drop a little bit more on Dutch Brothers, $50.48. I say 48, but it looks like it's $50.60 is that long level for Dutch Bros. If we can get a continued sell-off in this trade or in this chart, because we have a gap in the charts. Now, on a 15-minute closing basis, I would actually look to stop out of Dutch Bros at this gap in the charts. knowing that I have a long way to go to the secondary gap at $48.04. And so I wouldn't look to dollar cost average into this. Normally, I would look every 50 cents or so lower based on a $50 stock. However, for me, I would be a little bit more conservative and stop out of the trade on a 15-minute closing basis. ARM had this nice sell-off. If we do get a little bit lower, we do have this gap in the charts right here at $208.84. This is my first long level on ARM. It already filled this previous gap in the charts and then got a bounce. So now what I anticipate is further selling pressure all the way down in this level on a 15-minute closing basis on ARM. Because this is a day trade only, I would look to stop out of the trade. I would not dollar cost average into it because we're at the high end of the charts. So I'm not interested in dollar cost averaging into this. If it does drop past that level, my next level of support is $187.34. LITE is having another nice drop. Again, yesterday I gave $902.32. Look at that bounce off this level. It was a 5% bounce or 4.5% bounce. Now we're breaking below this level. So this is the level, kind of similar to what's going on with Shopify, right? As soon as we get into this level once, we hammer on it again. This level is no longer valid. And so what I'd be looking at is this upswing trend line. You have a pivot low here, secondary hit, kiss it here, fourth hit right here. So if we do get to $815.75, this is a ton of support on the chart for LITE. I know we have this upswing trend line right here. So if you were a little bit more aggressive, you could actually look to start playing this around $832, just knowing your additional support level is $815.75. And then for me, the stop out level would be any close on a daily closing basis below this gap in the charts at $791.37. Once that starts closing below, your next level of support I see would be right here about $700. So that's why I'd be a little bit more conservative with that. AeroVironment. I did like the 169.07 level, but look at how price consolidated right above that level, came back in, got to this 169.07, got a little bit of a bounce, but now we're starting to consolidate right on top of this support again. So for me, this was the gap in the charts that had a good bounce off of. My next level of support is this low pivot, price consolidation right in this area. So a pierce of $150 is where I would actually start picking up AV for a potential swing trade and a day trade. So how I'd play this for a day trade, obviously I would go a lot heavier than a swing trade. And then as soon as I got 2% in the money, I'd remove the majority of my trade and let the other half ride, or excuse me, basically 1/20th of my position or portfolio up to about $169.07, because that is going to be your resistance level after it gets down to $150.19. All right. Last but not least, Qualcomm is into a gap in the charts at $209.64. For those of you who are aggressive, that is your first entry point, 209.64, knowing that you've got this double top right here, just a little bit higher at $211.09. If you get above that, you have another gap just above it at $212.53. This is for my conservative traders. $212.53 is where you're going to look to take a short opportunity for a day trade on Qualcomm, knowing that you could just stop out of the trade on a 15-minute closing basis above this gap in the charts. Again, that's at $212.53. So we had some mixed earnings. Some of the charts are up, some of them are down. There's a big majority of them that are kind of mixed. NVIDIA is having a nice move to the upside as well. I didn't go over that chart, but I'm still eyeing that previous double top at about $212 for a day trade short if it does get up there. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for all the wonderful comments. I really appreciate you. And we'll see you guys next time in the charts. Last but not least, if you guys are getting something out of this, please make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, sharing with those friends. And then lastly, and I know I said lastly already, Verified Investing Extras is a new channel that we have. If you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. It's a pretty awesome little program that we have. We have interviews on there, and a lot of the people who we interview, that Liz and Ever interview, have some pretty good things to say about what's potentially coming up in the markets. You guys don't want to miss that. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.